What's going on, guys? Hope you all are doing great. It's your boy Sam, and today, you know what, we're continuing our Google Map API series, and what we'll be doing today is geocoding. So we'll be really going through the whole geocoding, getting information about different locations, all in a kind of like, you'll see it structured and all that. When we click on a certain location, we get all the information from the postcode to all that good stuff. So you know what, instead of talking about it, let me show you how the final project should look like. So this is how the final project will look like. We'll have this right here, and when we click on just a spot right here, we'll get all this information. So we'll get different things like the country type, you see, political, we get long name, short name, the postal code, we'll get the different coordinates from the south, west, north, east, latitude and longitude. So there's a lot of information here that you can get, and obviously when we're able to actually get this information from the Google Map API, we can also use them for different projects that we want in our portfolio. So this is a really cool tool to have because, like I said, this is a lot of information about a location. So depending on your project, you can use this for so many cool stuff. I hope you're excited about this as I am. And yeah, guys, if you need the full source code, you'll be able to get it on my Patreon. And if you want it, just follow along, watch till the end, guys. Get this project on your portfolio. This is great to have for job seekers and all that. So you know what, with all that being said, let's get started. What we're going to do is we're going to be using Replit. I think I've been using too much PyCharm. For those who don't want to download stuff, don't want to download the whole PyCharm and all that, Replit is an amazing, cool website where you can actually create different projects from Python to JavaScript, yeah, and so many, all the programming languages, they actually have them here. So if you want to create those, for sure you can do that right here. I don't have any affiliation with them, but this is a really cool software. This is a really cool SaaS software basically, and yeah, check it out for sure. The way we do it is we create a new project. It's going to ask you what programming language. You can see the different types of programming languages that are here. They have basically every type PHP, but for this project we'll be using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Name of the project, I'll call it Geocoding. Then we just create the project right here. Now we'll need to import some libraries for sure. The first library we'll need to import is we need to import the whole API where we're going to actually be redrawing everything. We need to put our API key. If you don't know how to get your API key, I'll leave a card up above. I have a video that goes through every step to getting your API key and actually creating it and all that good stuff. So for sure, if you don't have your API key, click on that video and you'll get it. If you already have an API key, then you know what, you're set, you're ready. So let me show you what you do with that API key. So for the API key right here, you will paste your API key right here in this spot here. So this is where your API key should go. From the equal sign to the and sign, you just paste it in the middle of that. When you paste the API key, I'll put this whole URL right here. I'll put this down in the comments below and also in the description, so you can just copy and paste it. But the difference is that you won't have an API key like this is already here, so you have to paste yours. So you create your API key and paste it right here. Another thing we need to do is we need to actually add our JavaScript file. So we'll have another script right here for our JavaScript file. You can see it right here. We have the JavaScript file. It says script and then the source is script.js, which is this file right here. And we'll need to do the same for the CSS, but it's already done for us by Replit, which is actually really good. So I'm trying to make sure that you actually get yours working. So if yours is not working, you can also add this poly script right here, this file right here, and it should help you work it out. Now I'm gonna remove this hello world right here. And as you can see, actually Replit already added JavaScript. Added the JavaScript, but we'll just remove that because we already added it ourselves. First thing I want us to do is we want to change the title from Replit. We'll change it to Geocoding. Geocoding service. After that, we'll go to the body, and this is the easiest JavaScript you'll ever write. Basically, what we'll just do is we'll create a div. And this div right here, we're not putting anything inside, we just want to give it an ID. And the ID is going to be map. And that's it for the HTML. This is the fastest HTML you ever create. That's all we needed to do, nothing more. If you run it, nothing's going to show, because what we'll do next is we'll go to the CSS to actually style this. Now that we're done with the HTML, let's get to the CSS. For the CSS, I'll remove this width. We have some boilerplate code already here. Just remove the width, and I'll add a margin. Set the margin to 0. And padding, I'll also set the padding to 0. Next, we'll have input, and inside here we'll say type is equal to text. Give it a background color, set that to white, give it a border, set that to 0, set another border. No, this time we'll do a border radius. Set that to 2 pixel. Box shadowing. Let's say 0, 1 pixel, 4 pixel, -1 pixel. And then we do RGBA 0, 0, 0, and then the last will be 0.3. Add a margin. Set our margin to 10 pixel. Add a padding. I'll set the padding to 0 and then 0.5 EM. And we also add a font. And the font is going to be 400. 18 pixel. And for this font, you can really put anything. I'm just gonna put Roboto, Arial, and then sans serif. Add a margin also, set that to 10 pixel. Oh, we already have a margin, not margin. We'll set the overflow. I think I need a coffee or something. Overflow. We'll set the overflow to hidden. And then the line height, 40 pixel, and margin right to 0, and then minimum width %. Next we're going to do is we're going to actually do the input for the button. Now this will create them in JavaScript, so I'm sure you're wondering, oh, we don't have this right here. So say button, say background color, now I'm just gonna take this right here from the box shadowing, copy it and paste it here, and make sure you do that too. The next we'll have our margin, yep, and then we'll do that to 10 pixels, add a padding of 0 to 0.5 em. The font is going to be the same also. Overflow is going to be the same. Hidden. And now we'll just add a cursor. We want to make it a pointer because we're going to click, as you saw earlier, we're going to click on it. And then margin left 5 pixels. Now that we've gotten that, I'll just take this right here. We'll say input type button dot hover. Because we want to add a hover effect on this. I'll set the background to RGB. Two five three, and 253. 253, 253, 253. Button, and then we'll say button dash primary background color set the background color to blue. Now I'll just put blue here, and then we'll set the color to white. The next we'll do the same thing, input type button dot button dash primary, and then we'll say hover. As you can see, we're just setting all the background colors and the color of the input fields, the buttons that we're gonna click on. Set that to blue also. When we hover on top of it, setting some effects. All these effects, they're not like, oh, you have to have them in, but it's good to have. For sure, it's good to have. Say the button okay, this is a comma. It shouldn't be a comma, it should be a dot. It should be a full stop. Yeah, here too, full stop. And here also, you see all these bugs. And then secondary, no, button. And it's removing the dots for some weird reason. Dash secondary. Dash hover. Say background color white, and color, we'll set that to blue. Who doesn't like blue? Blue is an amazing color. And then we'll say input, and it's going to be type equals button. We're almost there with the CSS. You'll see all the magic when we get to JavaScript for sure. You can just copy and paste it from the earlier one. Save some time here. The button dash secondary hover background color. This we can give it some kind of like light blue color. So we have a response container and also an instruction container. There are two ways of doing this. We could just head now straight to the JavaScript and start doing all the functionalities, or we can just put this in because we know we're going to create it in the JavaScript. Both ways, it doesn't really matter, because at the end of the program, you knowing what the end outcome is, it's going to be the same. But just depending on whatever you would like, you can switch it up and, you know what, go to the JavaScript instead and focus on that first, and then later we'll come back and style all these different things we've created in the JavaScript. But for this tutorial, I want us to just go for HTML, go for CSS, and then go to JavaScript. So that's why we'll be doing it this way, but just letting you know that there are different ways of actually going through this. So we'll say response dash container. I'll put a background color. So we'll set our background color, set that to white again. So we'll just take everything from overflow. The only difference is that, yeah, we have two overflows right here in the response. But we'll go right here, just copy and paste it, save some time. Then we'll have another overflow that says auto. Then we'll have max height. We set our max height to 50%. And also the max width to 90%. And also background color. Set our black background color to RGBA. It's gonna be 25, 255, 255, 255, and then the last but not the least for the alpha, we'll say 0.95. And I want to add a font size right here, and I want the font size to be small. Yeah, so the hash is for the IDs. So we're going to create all these IDs in our JavaScript. Instruction. We'll set the background color. It's very similar to this too. So I'll just take it from the overflow here, because we want everything to be congruent. And when we get to the JavaScript, you'll see all the magic manifests, basically. Now we'll just add a padding of 1 rem and the font size of medium. So yes guys, now this CSS, I just want us to have it there. We're going to create all these inputs fields. We're going to create everything in our JavaScript, but I just wanted us to have it there. So when we start coding everything in the JavaScript, we can actually start seeing the program work instead of having to come back to CSS to really display everything. So hopefully you got your code this far. If you did, congrats. This is the part 1. We'll have a part 2 of this to follow up. I wanted to divide this really so that we can really focus on the next video on the JavaScript, all the functionalities, everything that's going to make this cool project really come to life. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below if you have any questions or you have video suggestions. And yeah, I'll see you all on the part 2. Take care, stay safe, and yeah, see you on the next video.